Hi, this is Viveka, creator of the Healing Foods Method. Today we're here in my kitchen to have a look at the most important part of a ketogenic diet, which is fats. And I brought out all my favorite cooking fats and wanted to share with you what I use them for and why I like them. So from this side to this side, we're going from highest temperature cooking fats to fats that I only use for cold uses like salad dressing. Let's start with our favorite MCT oil. Who hasn't seen that? I guess it's not super popular yet, but it is in the ketogenic community. MCT oil, which stands for medium chain triglyceride oil, it's a refined coconut and palm oil. All the fibers and other molecules are taken out, so it's 100% pure fat. This fat is not really used in cooking, doesn't taste like anything. It's mainly used in the context of your diet for you to develop fast ketones. The benefit of MCT oil is that it doesn't need to be emulsified by bile salts and pass through the regular digestion process of the other fats. So it goes pretty much straight into your system, and it's a great source of quick energy and ketones. So this is more a supplement than a real oil. I do stick it in several things though, like keto mayonnaise, and it's because of its very mild flavor or no flavor at all. It's good in mayonnaise because you don't want your mayonnaise flavor to be overpowered by the oil you're making it with. Speaking of mayonnaise, this is like my second favorite that I use, and it's avocado oil. This is a really good oil for cooking. It says it right in the front. Its smoke point is 500 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's actually one of the highest fats smoke points of all of them. This is not an organic oil, but it's non-GMO, which is really good because we are really trying to stay away from vegetable oils that were sourced with GMO seeds. Here we're going to my favorite thing here, coconut oil. And I use the Nutiva brand because it's sustainable, it's organic, it's cold pressed, and it tastes better. I always feel like I can taste when coconut oil goes rancid, and it's really a good thing to have to develop the skill to taste it so that you know when it's not good anymore. All these oils have a shelf life. And we're going from something like this that it's about 1 to 2 years if properly stored, to these guys, which are polysaturated oils that should be cold pressed, but nevertheless, they'll never last more than 3-4 months. 2 to 3 months, some of them. Coconut oil is great for a lot of different things. I use it in baking, I use it for frying vegetables, even meat sometimes. Really depending on the flavor, because you will have a little bit of its flavor. So if you're not too fond of coconut flavor, the other best thing to use is butter. And look at these wonderful butters. So this is Kerrygold, which is an awesome butter that comes from grass-fed pastured cows in Ireland. And even though it doesn't say organic on it, it's a really good high quality butter that you want to use. And you can use butter both for cooking and for spreading, of course. And this is another wonderful butter that I get locally from the Sierra Nevada Cheese Company, and it's a raw butter. And that's really amazing. In fact, I don't use this for cooking. I just use it in my tea when it's not too hot. I use it to melt on salad, melt on vegetables. And, I just don't want to bring it to a high temperature because it's unpasteurized, and that's really valuable. That's the best of dairy. Let's see what else we got here. We got chicken schmaltz that I made. And you probably never heard of schmaltz and wonder what the heck is that? Well, it's a Yiddish word for chicken fat that has been rendered. And this particular one, it's rendered with onions, and it has this very delicate onion flavor. Chicken schmaltz was used as a spread a lot, but I use it for cooking. I feel like it's great in soups, it's great with chicken dishes, and it's great when you just want that slight chicken flavor. So any recipe can benefit from it. And I use it a lot like to saute chicken into, like brown chicken. Let's say if I'm doing a crock pot recipe, I'm going to brown my chicken in some schmaltz first, and then I'll stick it in the crock pot, and that will give it a nice brown outside and that caramelized flavor that everybody loves. Here we have ghee, and this is pure Indian Foods ghee. It's an amazing ghee. I'm going to post some links for certain products here under the video so that you can easily find them if they're not found in your grocery store. Pure Indian Foods ghee is the only one that's certified 100% dairy free. And they have many different flavors and different kinds. They even have one that's mixed with MCT oil. They really care about us keto people, and they're trying to accommodate us, which is really awesome. Then we have one of my favorite things here. It's bacon fat. When I cook my bacon, I save all my fat. Let me see if I have the roasting pan. This is the roasting pan that I use for roasting my bacon, so I can save the fat in the bottom. Sometimes I just do a big batch at one time and then collect all the fat and pour it in a container, and then I keep it in the fridge so it stays nice and hard. But you don't really have to keep it in the fridge. It'll just extend the shelf life and make it last longer without going rancid. Bacon fat is good for everything. If I ate bread, I would spread it on bread. You can spread it on your keto bread. But it's great for frying eggs, for frying anything. I mean, don't you love the bacon flavor? It's got the nice smoky, yummy bacon flavor. This is a not very common fat. It's not very used, and it's a bit expensive. I'm not sure why, because this is cocoa butter, which is found in chocolate, and chocolate is cheap, but cocoa butter is a bit expensive, and it's like 2 and 2 makes 5. No. So I buy food grade cocoa butter, and I use it mainly to make chocolate. And it's great, and that's what chocolate is made with. But also this butter, if you really wanted to use it for something, cooking recipe, it has a smoke point of 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So a really high smoke point. It's really good. It's mostly saturated and partly monounsaturated, so it's a nice stable fat, good for you. And you will melt it to make your chocolate. I have a good recipe on the blog I just made with this cocoa butter. And it will be stable and not get rancid. And it will also, as you can see here, stay solid at room temperature. I mean, here. You see, it's like you have to kind of scrape it off. And the temperature in here is about 65 to 70 degrees today. So solid at room temperature, which is great for our chocolates because we don't want them to melt away like they might do with coconut butter. Then we have time, true, and favorite olive oil. And look at the beautiful color of this olive oil. This is a local olive oil that I buy here in my area from an awesome olive grove. And it's cold pressed. And this is fir pressed, extra virgin, and it's organically grown. And I only use this for cold usage. I will never heat this up. It's too precious. If you do want to use olive oil to saute things on a low temperature, you can use a cheaper olive oil. This one is like liquid gold with a matching price, but it's amazing. And for cold uses, here is some organic cold pressed sesame oil. Although sesame oil is used in cooking in Asian countries a lot, it's still a polyunsaturated fat. So that means that it's very unstable fat. It goes rancid quickly, even though the smoke point is not super low, but we still don't have a stability here. So when this oil heats up, what happens is that it degrades and it becomes toxic, and it creates some really toxic substances that will give you cancer and a bunch of other bad stuff. So better use it on your salads and dips and other nice things that are cold and will keep it very healthy. Another favorite of mine is walnut oil, also expeller pressed. I use it also for mayonnaise, and it's great. Like, I don't really know actually which one is my favorite between walnuts and avocado, but it's a very light oil with a mild flavor. So it's great to make a wonderful neutral tasting mayonnaise. This is about it for now. So I hope this was helpful for you, and we'll see you next time. Today we are here in the kitchen to talk about fats. There is a fly. Aww. This is Viveka from Take 3. Hi, I'm Aria, and I live in the kitchen sink. I love dripping faucets. Oh, and I look like a squirrel, not a kitty.